Da da do, da da dee, la da 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 do, la da dee da dee da do, da 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 da. I know I could turn this up a bit more because yesterday when I rewatched the stream it was pretty quiet. Hello guys, welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. Hope you're ready for some spoops. It's gotta get spoopy today. Today is a spoop day. Spoopy spoop day. Spoop, spoop, spoop. Spiggity spoop. It's time for that spook. It's gonna get real spooky today. Doop, doop, doo. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I start to give people some time to actually come out to the stream. It's time for some more spippity spoopies. Coming for, no, not booty this time, just death. Death and sadness. Death and sadness and everything going wrong. And I wait. There's currently only me. Can't see if I have viewers. Could probably just, check my... Dip, dip, do. The fact that the title screen doesn't actually have music, but it's just the cicada crying is actually kind of disconcerting. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna currently there's only me. Well, I know some people are just gonna come watch this, post anyway, so I'm just gonna start, because, gosh diddly darn it, I want to play some Higurashi. Hit continue, and we're gonna load the end of chapter 2. Yeah. If I wanted to stay thematic, I could have done this in June, when everyone was, had their vacations and stuff. But March of Madness sounds a lot cooler than June of Cicadas. So yeah, we're gonna start this business. I got a bright flash of white light. Oh, okay. It's daytime. Colonel Sanders? Ah, of course, that's right up her alley! I understand her wanting to take home Sadako and Rika-chan, but I can't understand the Colonel Sanders. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer? Probably better to hear from Rena, don't you think? She'll probably just say because it's just so cute, though. Does Rena often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure? Every now and then she says she's going to have a look. But a girl her age rummaging around in garbage as well. Rena enjoys it, then I think it's fine. What were they doing over there? Dam construction? It had been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch. It was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone gathered together and fought against it. Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. That's right! It was unbelievable! They said Hinamizawa would be sunk into the reservoir and we have no say in the matter. So, I'm only able to be here because the protests succeeded. I'm sorry! I didn't keep you, did I? My deepest apologies, Keiji-san. It took me a while to powder my nose, Sadako. Wait to use the can until you really have to go. It's a lot easier since it shoots right out. How dare you speak that way to a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself? She called me a maiden. If Sadako really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. It all seems kinda nice for right now, doesn't it? Now then. Gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point to discussion. He, Keiichi Marabara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you?
Rena has no objection.
Oh,
I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. Me and Sadako both approve.
the three that Mion had queried voiced their approval. A unanimous decision. Congratulations, Keiichi Marabara-kun. I present you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam for our club. Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under a different set of rules. Sometimes they are in your favor. Sometimes they work against you.
I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along.
You're so naive, Rena. The law of the jungle is the survival of the fittest. Physics. This is starting to sound a bit sketchy. So what kind of club was it?
To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together.
Mika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use by playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day. Seemed that, depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each win or loss as if your life depends on it, alright? What's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. The first rule of our society, aim only for first place. Go at it half-assed because it's a game isn't allowed. Number 2 rule of our society, for that reason you are obligated to make all possible efforts. The way Sadako said it sounded like she was saying use any means necessary.
Of course, I will do my best to. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best.
I knew that what they were trying to say. In a game where everyone is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism in the club. A word of warning, Kei-chan. Rena can get pretty nasty. This initiation looks like it's going to be rough. Mion begins fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine. Complicated games would put Kei-chan at a disadvantage, so today we're playing a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard card game? Like Old Bachelor! Alright, let's do this. Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time, the loser will be sentenced to having their faces drawn on. What do you think?
Whoa, it won't be oil-based paint, right? Right?
Oil-based face painting with oil-based paint? Perfect! Sadako cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. If it's going to be like this, then I can't lose either. Then I'll just cut the deck and start dealing. Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. There's only one different card. There's only one difference, no joker. In this place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning that there will be one card with not much left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the joker. It's a pretty thrilling game.
I'll take out the card now.
Rena took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. That'll be pretty obvious in the endgame. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down as well as guarding each other's reactions. It was as if they could see what the face-down card was. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way! Can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is?
Remember the second rule of our society. Keiichi-san must try his hardest to win as well. A number of cards are quite unique. Keiichi-kun should be able to remember them pretty quickly.
She said that matter-of-factly. Suits me fine! Don't think a little thing like that could be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear from each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. This was a test, and they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Bring it! I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you into your own grave. That baseless confidence would should be crushed.
How about I tell you your hand starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, Queen.
Ah!
By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds.
Ah!
I can tell which they are even if you switch them around. I'm out.
Oh, I thought I was prepared. But for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming. Demons. You're all demons. Rena isn't a demon, are you?
Sorry, Cage-kun. This is the 3 of Hearts, isn't it? I'm out.
Ah! Not even a hint of mercy. Even Rika-chan. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-denoting collars strapped to their necks and were dropped into a death match on a desert island, these guys would probably take it like fish to water. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates.
It's the lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins. Since Cage finished last, he has 5 points.
There's already 5 marked down on my scoreboard.
I think it's unfair to Cage-kun if we don't use a new deck.
It's fine. Kei-chan is a man after all. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right?
It's fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home and soak his pillow in tears, don't you think?
A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontrollable frustration. It was Rika-chan's.
Keep on fighting. Yay!
Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maribara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. Just as Rena-chan said, each card has its own distinct markings that make them stand out. And recognizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory.
Oh, great, Keiichi-kun, just like that!
I covered the unique part cards with my hands or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen.
The one with the red corner should be the 5, and I'm out.
I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip by me. All information was a weapon. Then, it was my turn. Satoko fanned out her cards for me.
You see? I want the 7. Is it this one?
This one? I wonder about that. You won't know, unless you take it. There's a bit of dismay in her expression, like she doesn't want to take it. A kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me! I know! It's this one! Got it! 7 of spades! Cheer of ooh rang out.
What is this? The 7 should be the hardest one of all of them to tell apart!
It wasn't for memorizing the markings. The slight changes in their expression, as I was selecting a card, were enough.
Can't hide it from me, Kate-chan.
This mark means it's the 2 of diamonds. What? She was startled by her own misread. Of course everyone else was too.
Whoa! It's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong.
No, Kei-chan, could it be you? They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch, so I put a new one on it. Are you saying he disguised it as the 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wit!
Keiichi landed a clean hit.
Pass.
That's great, Keiichi-kun! That was an incredible match, you know?
Having defeated the Forerunner Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it's already set in stone that Mion would win, and I would finish last. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Well, I'm going to end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. That should be the proverbial slap in the face, Mion, who was the top already and ensured victory.
Even if Kei-chan gets first place this round, he'll still end up in last overall. Don't you hate that?
Of course I do.
Let's have a duel. One chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it?
She fell for it. A chance for an upset wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. One chance, you said. Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with the Joker card that was on the table, and then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back.
The card in my right, or the card in my left. Kei-chan can guess which card the Joker's in. Then, he wins.
When you turn around just now, you didn't pull out the Joker, did you?
If you lose, I'll show the card in the other hand. Is that okay?
The other 3 gulped nervously as this unexpected turn of events. Alright, you've got it! Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out to me. First, I need to inspect them closely. The card on the right hand had no distinguishing marks. Couldn't tell which one it was.
Which one, I wonder? Kate-kun, careful!
Yeah, of course. This is my chance for a big comeback. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. This one I hadn't seen before.
Oh, that card is...
I didn't let that bit from Sadako slip by me. Mion clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I don't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Sadako's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, that meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker!
Oh? Kate-chan thinks it's the one on the right. Will you choose that one then, will you?
The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could test that theory, then I should have been able to declare the card on the right was the Joker. And without Mion starting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. It wasn't a bit too rash to decide based solely on Sadako's reaction. More carefully. Ah! I remember now! That mark. The left card. No doubt about it. The 7 of clubs!
The 7 of clubs, I see!
I see. I won! The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. That meant the card on the right was the Joker! And then just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. I would expect no less from you. There's a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt, right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker.
Huh? What could Keiichi-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh.
Oh? What makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Kate-san? Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs. Then, doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right? Yeah. One of those is the Joker, right?
Keiichi has good intuition. Huh? Rika-chan, what do you mean?
So basically, the 7 of clubs, I discarded that by matching with Sadako's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discarded pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile. So that means Mion pocketed one of the discarded cards, then allegedly is over the left card. That means...
I see, I get it! That left card is the disguise of the 7 of clubs, right?
Yes! The cards are super worn out! The first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Yes, it's absolutely cheating! Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the left one! It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone here. Breaking the silence, the first one to speak was Mion.
Being the first president of this club, I've witnessed a variety of performances. Kei-chan, yours is... the best. The best of the best of the best.
That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory! Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory.
Huh? Rika-chan is...
Rena and Sadako gaped at this, as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Rena? It's not like I cheated or anything, right? This was fair and square. Rika only petted someone that had to console them. Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, let out a small shriek.
Kei-chan! This is how it was!
You know, Kei-chan, I thought you'd read into it that far. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If you had just jumped to conclusions like a little brat, I would have lost. is the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from losing hand.
Kei-chan, you should take pride in this loss.
He turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable! It was the 2 of diamonds! It was a setup behind the setup! If I had just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it.
I, Mion Shinozaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Marubara's membership into our club.
As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everyone let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat.
The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Mion Shinozaki, and our exalted loser is Keiichi Marubara.
Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing.
When Mi-chan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited thinking she's gonna do it again! When Keiichi-san stopped for that moment before touching the correct card, I thought he fell for it. He fell for it quite hardly.
Huh? Hey, wait! All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly? Everyone got excited to make more fun. You're all demons! You monsters!
Now then, Kei-chan, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It'd be a problem if you refuse to come back to school.
The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt-tip marker, and it's large and oil-based!
Okay, here we go.
She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized. No! I let out my death throes. I just got all marked up with pen! This bitch! This goddamn bitch! God damn it, Mion! Damn you, Mion! Duping me like you did. There's the principal ringing the bell. As soon as the club activities were finished, Rena flew off. Probably so she could dig out that cute Colonel Sanders that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today it was just Mion and me walking home together. A rather rare occurrence. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dream that Rena would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure, meaning that the damn construction site from before. Alright, Mion would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, at the damn construction site. Did something happen there? Long ago?
Something sure did. A grand battle! There were sit-ins and demonstrations.
It was a bit different than what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same.
It was our land that was going to be sunk into the dam reservoir. I would have fought as well, probably.
The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys. Mion spoke excitedly, as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You're facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators, and as a result, the development plan was rejected.
That was our complete victory.
There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders?
None.
She promptly cut me off. Same as Rena had. Her words signaled the end of discussion. Tomitake-san, one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside.
Later. See you tomorrow. Kei-chan, you can't wash that off until you get home, got it?
I got it, I won't. Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. Damn you, Mion! You will rue this day! If our roles are ever reversed, I'm going to slop it on! All over your face, so you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pad! Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom and rang myself yet again. Oof. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear,
Welcome home, Keiichi. Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay?
Can't come up with a new idea?
It's because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge or he doesn't work as well.
Dad's painting speed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, it's the end of the Maribaras. We'd never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house?
The theme of the piece this time is in the household, so it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motif.
That's quite a bothersome motif. Keiichi! Pick up your robe! It looks terrible! Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Oh, come on, don't use my room as the motif.
Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner, so please go take a walk out back or something.
His bad mood was only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then. Phrase, avoiding your dad so that way you don't piss him off because he doesn't like the fact that your room is dirty. I said I was going to go take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just need to kill some time. I'll go on my bike and ponder where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creeped me out. If Mio or Satoko ever found out about that. I smiled royally. Oh yeah. Then I was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the dam construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders was probably taking her a while. Wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off toward the dam construction site. Tomatake-san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident both Rena and Mion denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. Rena! I spotted Rena struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. Didn't look like Rena would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomatake-san wasn't around, I began climbing up the slope unsteadily. Hey, Rena! Looks like you're working up a sweat.
Whoa! Whoa! Keiichi-kun! What brings you to a place like this?
Place like this, huh? I see. She was aware of it, at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where's the injured party?
Huh? Huh? Accident? Huh?
But there was a report Colonel Sanders was buried alive in the trash pile.
Huh? Oh, you scared me. Don't hurt me like that, Keiichi-kun.
I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out.
Huh? You came for me? Oh.
Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Rena blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding. You're embarrassing me now.
So, huh? What part was the joke? What part was it?
I just ignored her bewilderment. Now move out of the way. So where's Colonel Sanders?
Sorry. Can't you see him in that gap?
He's really buried in there. The Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. According to Rena, it wasn't like this yesterday. Seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumping again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move this pile all by yourself? With those scrawny arms? There's no way she'd be able to do that with her slender arms.
But Colonel Sanders! So cute! There's a chain on Colonel Sanders at the store. This one, though, I should be able to take this one home!
If Rena gave up on this Colonel Sanders, she'll probably devise a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Rena's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way! I'll do it. Rena blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, it'd be nothing that could be done.
Keiichi-kun, I'll help too. Let me help.
You just get in the way, so stay back. Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside. I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there's still more! Even though I could see Colonel Sanders right there! After grandstanding like that in front of Rena, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously, I need an axe or saw or something.
That's enough, Kage-kun. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard.
I'm just doing it for you, Rena. Don't worry about it. Rena began sputtering and turned bright red. Oh, whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best so to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. I sprawled on my back over the grassy slope.
I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat.
Rena patted her handkerchief against my forehead. Felt pretty nice.
Well, wait here a moment, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay?
Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rena took off running. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Rena was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I had discovered earlier. It was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I had mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. There were bound stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It's quite a disturbing incident. It seemed they hadn't been able to find one of the arms, you see. If it was just as Tomitake said, then undoubtedly there would be mention of the murder. These were troubling times. There was no end to these stinking incidents. A large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well, so it had to be recorded. Somewhere. I unfastened the package and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew that it happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Rena had come back or not. I didn't want her to see me gawking at dirty magazines, but it wasn't just that. Both Rena and Mion said they didn't know. But it had happened, without a doubt. As long as Tomitake-san wasn't lying. Then if both Rena and Mion... Ah, yeah, there it was. If they had said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Rena nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it. After they tried to conceal it out of good intentions, it made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Hinamizawa dam worker lynching. Murder by dismemberment. Here it is. The featured article was in the back. It seemed there was a photograph and the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together, and it wasn't easy to open. Then I could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag. The newspaper reporters were all bathing it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He was assaulted. The assailants daily with explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as... It happened. It really did happen. Soon the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, then used the axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces. The head, arms, legs, and torso. I can understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? It wasn't a lynching. It was mercilessly killing to the letter. A brutal murder. Done by a group of people. With hatchets, with pickaxes, with an axe. Ah! Sorry! Did I startle you? Rena dropped the axe she was holding on to its grasp before being startled by my voice.
Kage-kun, you see earlier, yeah, you said it would help if you had an axe, didn't you? So then I brought an axe for you from the shed.
Rena fluttered her arms in panic, continuing to explain and apologize. Seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry. I guess my reaction was a bit overboard. No, I'm sorry as well. I'm sorry. Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. It doesn't look like we can break through the last beam with our axe. You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright?
Okay.
Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow I'll be digging out Colonel Sanders, right?
You're right. I really want to take Colonel Sanders home soon.
Who wants to talk about murder? Yay! Who knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that? I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Renette brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. I took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. Oh dear. We've done the murder. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Oof, 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 oof. You received new tips. The Hinamizawa Dam Project and Special Tabloid Report. Oh. One man's trash. I'm fucking red his face. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin, number Hinamizawa's Electrical Development Master Plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam will have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include 5 areas of Hinamizawa: Takotsudo, Kyoyutsu, Masumoto, and Yakugochi. The submerged area includes 291 houses, population 1,251, 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. All of these communal, cultural, and agricultural areas and places of worship will be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Forsaken hundreds of years, our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land is just too painful to bear. All the residents, having homes there, were to be submerged, banded together, and created the Onikakushi Defense Alliance. The dam project was halted, and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens brought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company openly refused. Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they squashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by the sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onikakushi Defense Alliance has been dissolved after it did its part, but the feeling of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as the passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onikakushi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman, Kichiro Kimiyoshi. Oh, Kimiyoshi's one of the head families. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder dismemberment. In X month of X day in X prefecture at the Hinamizawa Dam construction work site in Shinshibone City, a bone-chilling gruesome murder dismemberment. Even though this case was shocked at the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam. They probably didn't mean to kill him at first, but as the victims resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left without a body, but the body with nobody thought was alive. X-Sen had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself in to the police. It was the de facto leader of this group, X, who had suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think that they did not wish to be caught. The construction sites had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the de facto leader feared that the consequences of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden. And came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them, and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. He had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated. What does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. He had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but he threatened them, saying nothing could change if somebody ended up dead, and he gave up his objections. But the plan collapsed in the span of one night. They who refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment had broken down into tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle, and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader's whereabouts was still unknown. Also, the right arm was hidden by him, as yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that he had said that he was going to throw the right arm into the marsh. His car was discovered abandoned near the marsh, but there was no clues of his whereabouts. He didn't crush his companions. One couldn't deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the plot, to the police, and use his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area which he could have escaped to. But within the station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the marsh when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, that marsh is believed to be bottomless. It is known as Onikakushi, the ogre's abyss, and said that the bottom of the marsh is connected to the hellish world of demons, the atrocious demons from hell. That was him. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the marsh? The Dinging Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune, prosperous future, ladies leaping into your arms, business success, promotions, ambition, protection from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guaranteed or your money back. Dragon bracelet DX, one piece. Oh god, 27,800 yen? That's over $200! Jesus Christ! That is way too... That was just such a dichotomy ship, holy shit. Just like, oh yeah, this thing. It's like, alright. Okay then. Oof. Going from murder to, bands that apparently give you luck. Oof. I don't think that's how that works, but alright, fair enough. The function of this school as an educational facility is very questionable. Our PE teacher is exceptionally disorganized. The only things we can do together are warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even there after that. All we do is play together. Yay, school uniforms! No helping it, everyone's a different age and gender.
The only rule is that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising.
All the little kids are gallivanting about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but the Board of Education probably completely forgot about the school.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
We're all together now. Oh, wait, shit. The first one is Rika.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
We're all together now. What should we do today for PE? Alright. We have all of our members gathered now.
Now then, class representative, what shall we do for PE today? What shall we do?
Mion harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area. Explosive power and endurance. There are no friends in the world of sports. Everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust is your own body. What the heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga. I quipped without missing a beat. And so, we'll be taking a lesson from history. The tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag! That was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much.
Just what I was hoping for. That dunderhead Keiichi-san shall be the first to be it. I won't be beaten.
Rika, I love you.
I'll do my best too. You can't beat me.
Why are you guys all so into it? The third rule of our society. You must partake in the game, enjoying it without question. Then, this counts as a club activity. Everyone smirked at each other. They all seemed pretty confident. I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girl my own age. Regardless, Mion and Satoko looked like they were aiming for victory, and Rena was looking at me as if playing my disadvantage. Fine! Tag. I'm in! My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the bell was a winner. But if they didn't switch who was it, we didn't switch who was it. The one who was tagged by it also became it. So the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The endgame would become a hellish siege. They call the version we play here zombie tag, you see. I see, anyone infected by a zombie turns into a zombie. That's fair.
Why do you make it sound so scary? I wonder.
As soon as I catch Rena, I'm going to tear out her entrails while she's still alive.
Ah, gross! That's gross!
Kate-chan placed her hand... Rika-chan placed her hand on Rena's head as she panicked.
Don't worry, before Keiichi gobbles you down, I will eat you up gently.
Rena! Rika! That isn't comforting at all! Both Beyond and I nodded deeply.
Rika, holy shit! I will eat you gently.
So as the first hit, how do you decide who's the zombie? With rock, paper, scissors?
Well, it's class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions.
Ask the questions, and the one who isn't able to answer is the zombie. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from. What does the Japanese word roku mean? Huh? 4? Mion repeated it.
So you need to answer. What's roku in English?
It's 6. Shit, I was wrong, it's 6.
How about kurushita?
Kurushita... Socks! Oh, damn it, Rena!
What's the third last letter in the alphabet?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, X! No. X! Yeah! I was right!
What does seibutsu mean?
Of
course I know what it is.
Shit. Sadako cut herself off before finishing the answer. I see. It's quite a lewd question. Is it sex? It's sex.
You're an adult, aren't you? Of course you know what it is, right?
I certainly do! Of course I know! Then go ahead and say it. That, you know. That? What does that mean exactly?
Oh, Sadako looks like she's in trouble. How cute!
Don't take her home, it's a crime. If I don't nip it in the butt, she really might have tried to take her home. Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Sadako stammer.
Now then, go ahead and say it nice and loudly.
What does that mean? It's like yelling penis. It's like the school games, he's yelling penis. It's like penis, penis, penis! I do know! I know!
That means a person, thing, idea, action, or event which is previously enacted and dictated in context.
Huh? All of us were a bit surprised by Rika's unexpected answer. I see. Well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I would have done in Sadako's position. I'd probably get ticked off and just blurt out you-know-what at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as enemies, Mion Sonozaki. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted asshole.
It appears I have no choice. Unfortunately, I, Sadako Hojo, shall assume the role of the zombie. I shall eat everyone.
Seems like she's raring to go.
All I must do is count to 100, correct?
Some jerks skip numbers while counting to 100, so you can start chasing after you solve this problem.
Well, Keiichi-kun, give her a simple one, okay?
1/5 of a cake, 1/6 of a cake, 1/7 of a cake are all on a plate. Oh no! There's no common denominators! Sadako grabbed a stick in panic and began to draw a cake in fractions on the ground. If Sadako, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted, "Ready, go!" On Mion's signal, everyone but Sadako scattered.
Hey, Keiichi-kun, that wasn't a problem at all, was it?
Sadako has already lost the moment she had started working it out. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Everyone dashed off in the direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right for the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. At a time like this, it'd be more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills, like Mion, for example. The fact that I didn't realize it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back at the school grounds, I saw Sadako just rising up to start. She was really, really mad. She got tripped up on such a dumb question. I hate word problems. I hate them so bad. I understand Sadako's anger. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had clear sightlines in two directions and would probably have good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Now think calmly, Keiichi Marabara. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be a shortcut to victory. Then, going after the weakest player first is the obvious plan of attack, meaning me.
Now then, where could Keiichi-san possibly be? I shan't let you escape.
But of course. What would be the best method of tracking me down? Footprints or smell? Maybe some sort of trail? If I could craftily hide my tracks, then there would be no trail for Sadako to follow. But I was no detective. Would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this?
Tomita Okamura! Have you seen Keiichi-san recently?
What the heck? Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was heading in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all these little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage for not being familiar with these surroundings. If that's how it was going to be, then to confront this intelligence gathering zombie, I just counter it in the same vein. I approached some girls playing with a ball. I'm sorry, but could you relay this message? Tell Sakato Hojo that her parents are at the gate, please.
Message. okay.
I stopped the girls as they turned to run off. Wait, don't go yet! Also, take this one to Mion Sonozaki. Tell her the teacher is calling her to the gate. I'm quite the schemer if I do say so myself. If things went well, then Sadako and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it. But this was Mion we were talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. But that was just fine, as long as it bought me more time. Dance for me, Mion and Satoko, in the palm of my hand! Having my fill of playing the con man, I looked for a place to hide. To think about it logically, I'd only bring myself a scant amount of time. And it might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent, I'd start spreading false information through messengers. I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satoko would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That'd mean there'd be more zombies than participants in the game. The virus that was brought around by my mischief could cause an epidemic. All my classmates would transform into zombies and only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. There is no safe house, there is only survival. What's the game? Basketball 2! How do you play? How do you win? Survive! I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing up to the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. It was getting rowdy down there. The lower grades were running around below the shed.
Maribara-san isn't around. Is he over there? No. Where's Keiichi-san, I wonder? His dad isn't at the front gate.
That was definitely a lie. The word gate and the same one I'd used gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen. But they'd have to search until the school bell.
Hey, do you know where Keiichi-san is at?
His mom
suddenly got really sick. A message from Maribara-san. He said his house caught fire and he needs to come to the gate. A jumbo jet fell on top of the Maribara residence. The police have come to question him.
Anything goes now.
They say he enjoys peeping into the bathrooms. Is it true that he's going around every night stealing panties?
Who are they talking about?
I heard he wears panties on his head and smells them and stuff.
No way I would do that!
I heard that class representative Mio was a victim too.
What? Ah! This was your doing, Mion! Calm down, Keiichi Maribara. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Just hold on. If my underclassmen thought about it logically, they would know it's all nonsense. But small kids don't think about things logically. To them, all those things were true. So they all chuckled together while looking at me. Looking for me. I win, Mion! It's my victory! Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory.
Did you hear? I heard that the new transfer student, Maibara-san, is a really perverted person.
The cost of being Mion is too high to price. Someone passed below. That's Rena and Rika-chan.
Rika-chan, you still okay? I'm getting by somehow. It seems Mi-chan is it as well.
Mion? Couldn't be. She become it because of my little strategy? I confirmed that Mion was behind this relentless message war. Then, this isn't good.
Finally got away from Mi-chan, but Satoko-chan, Satoko-san's switching around the pipes, so we should be safe here for a while.
Hearing about that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Rena was slumped on the ground breathing heavily, Rika-chan started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but it's strange. Couldn't be.
Ah! Rika-chan! What is it? Ah! Don't worry.
I've never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before.
Why are you coming closer? Why? Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she? Don't be scared. I'll be sure to eat you gently. No way! Rika-chan, no!
She was a zombie! Rena was pressed against the wall and Rika-chan lurched forward with both arms out, just like a zombie. Rena quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror. Like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Rena's eyes met mine.
Cage Girl, save me!
Zombie Rika turned 180 degrees, exorcist style, and glared at me. Found him! I see you, Kei-chan! Mion popped out from behind the cinder block wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous when there was only one zombie. Being surrounded was not as good!
I said you located Kage-san!
I could tell that Sadako was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Rena escape, but now she was bearing her fangs in my direction.
Come on down, Kage-chan!
The three zombies circled the sedge, moaning curses. Curses scary. Too scary.
I wonder what Kage-san's gut taste. Kage-san! Kage, I want you to be one of us.
Someone please save me! I saw Rena apologizing me from across the schoolyard. An apology. Sorry. Leaving me for dead? Rena! I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Sadako and Rika jumped out on top of me, and after straddling me, they tickled me all over my body. Ah! Stop! Stop! Ah! He wiggles.
So this means Rena is still left.
There isn't much time until the bell. Damn you, Rena! How dare you leave me for dead! The feelings of a zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt.
It's sad, so sad, but Keiji is one of us now.
It felt like I had been bitten by a vampire and was now one of their thralls. It was a strange feeling, being welcome over the side that had pursued me. Zombie attack is quite profound.
This is no time to prostrate! We must capture Rena!
The principal's walking down the hall! The bell will ring soon! To devour Rena, I, who had been turned into a demon of vengeance, need to use any means necessary! Except I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of a night. A vampire! Using the same trick that had tightened the noose around my own neck, I used my classmates to further my evil designs. I gathered up the lower grades from around the school grounds. Everyone listen. Rena's in big trouble. All of you, please look for Rena.
It's a bigger problem than a jumbo jet crashing into your family house?
Oh yeah, it turned into that, hadn't it? Mion whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame. Yeah, it's not even the same league as jumbo jets. It fell on Rena's house. Was a space colony! A space colony? Yeah, it's a really big disaster. Everything in a 100-kilometer radius was obliterated. That's only the prelude of this tragic tale. The start of the war for independence from the propaganda of Zenon! The lower grades were dumbfounded, their eyes like saucers, the grand turn of events. What will happen? Will the Federation lose? If things go like this, they will. Only one person can defeat the Red Comet. That person is Rena Ryugu! What? Are we doing a goddamn fucking, lower grade students all gulped? Seemed I'd finally made them fully understand the fight for Earth was not lost without Rena. Now scatter, comrades! We must find Rena! My comrades in the lower grades let out an enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various directions around the school grounds. There's still one person who hadn't gone.
But I thought even the terror and forwardation impulse wave diffusion cannon didn't work on the Comet Empire.
You're close. That's the white variant of those comments. The reason it didn't work was because they didn't know the weak point. Of course, Rena knows their weak point all too well.
The Ruga-san is amazing.
Satisfied with that, he also rushed off to look for Rena. It does seem like there are some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters. Okay, it's Jan's abilities. This old man knows them better now. Didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, but whatever.
Really though, how exceptional, Keiichi-san! This looks quite promising. If we have this many, we can win. With this many, we will win. I was thinking that Keiichi would have been a better nominee for the initial zombie.
Rika-chan's words stung a bit, but I let it slide for now. Are you doing a goddamn fucking Sentai thing? Not even Rena would be able to escape the entire class. As a result of everyone's thorough search, Rena was finally quartered to the back of the sports equipment shed.
You're all scary! Keiichi-kun too! So scary!
It probably was scary being chased around by the entire student body. All the lower grades closed in on Rena, saying that she was the only one who could save the world.
You're saying I can control a mech?
Rena, how could you leave me for dead? Are you ready to pay for it?
I'm sorry about that, Keiichi-kun, but I didn't have a choice. Do not resist. Let yourself be devoured. Let's all be together.
Now, Rena, say your prayers. Rena stumbled onto a mat, trembling with tears in her eyes. I closed in. Associating the situation with a similar, particularly immoral one made my pulse quicken just a little bit. Satoko and Rika-chan were both wriggling their fingers. They probably wanted to tickle Rena. Rena, wanting no part in what she knew was about to happen, went stiff with fear.
Keiichi-kun, you would do mean things like everyone else, would you? Would you?
I wonder. Now then, are you ready?
Okay, so long as it's Keiichi-kun.
The face she made as she resigned herself to her fate made my heart skip a beat. I believe that
Keiichi-kun won't do horrible things to me.
Body won't move. Some sort of anti-zombie mantra. The second my sense of reason chimed in, the beast inside me died instantly. That was the bell. Game over.
Yay! I did it! I survived! Yay! Yay!
Rena pranced around merrily as if a curse had been broken. The daylight broke in the nick of time, and the evil zombie army disintegrated in the dust. And so the heroine survived. Well, that's how it goes in the movies anyways. Just dramatically stares off in the sunset, just tears in the eyes. What are you frustrating about? It's all because Keiichi-san was dawdling about!
Punishment is required.
I was subdued by Satoko and Rika-chan and once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles. Forgive me!
Then the award for surviving goes to Rena Ryuga and Miya Tomozaki. Yay! Huh? Michan wasn't a zombie?
Only pretended to be one. They say you need to deceive your allies before you can deceive the enemy, you know? Oh! Mion, you little... Yeah, hurry up and change, alright? Don't be late for the next class. Let go of me, Satoko Rika-chan! Having had been my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swore that I would have Mion crying for mercy next time. Fucking... Just fucking death by tickles. It's another day. Another day gone and past. After arriving home, I quickly made preparations to head out once again. I had agreed to meet with Rena to dig Colonel Sanders out of the mountain of treasure for before. Mom, do we have work gloves? I need towels, too.
Aren't they in the shed out back? The towels are by the sink.
Alright, now I have us all ready. Looking at me, my mom stared quizzically.
What's going on, Keiichi? Where are you headed to in that get-up?
If they come to the dump again illegally, he'll be buried completely, and it'll be impossible to dig him out. And if that happens, Rena would be undoubtedly go up to the Colonel Sanders in front of the fried chicken place in town. A bit of excavating, so my classmate doesn't become a criminal.
Well, don't be out too late.
Mom returned to the kitchen with a puzzled expression still on her face. Mom accepted that way too easily! It's just just need to get there. Cutting through the woods at a shortcut of the dam site, I ran into someone. Tomotage! It was Tomotage-san. Probably taking pictures of wild birds again with that precious camera of his. It couldn't be that all he took pictures of was a handsome young man in the twilight. Hey, long time no see, Keiichi-kun, right? My due regards. I expelled the rude imagery from my head and greeted him without inciting anything. By the way, was that girl an acquaintance of yours? He was probably talking about Rena. Guessing by the way Tomotage-san was shaken up. What was that all about? She was walking around with an axe, and she was laughing with a huge smile on her face. That was Rena, without a doubt. It was probably because she could take it home today, so she couldn't hide her excitement. I hid myself because I thought it would be dangerous. Should I call the cops to be safe? It certainly would be quite the spectacle for a girl her age to be roaming around with an axe. Tomotage-san's reaction was the epitome of logical. It's fine, it's fine. Just leave her be. She's just wandering around looking for more victims. Tomotage-san was alarmed by my crass response. Well, it's probably hard for normal people to understand Rena. I'll just touch a bunch of BS out there. If you were to be killed out here, she'd probably be the one to do it. Try not to snoop too much around here. With a condescending smirk, I started off in the direction of the dam site where Rena was waiting. Before I got too far, Tomotage-san abruptly called out to me. Keiichi-kun! That meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? I didn't mean that seriously. I did try to make it obvious, but... I'll try my best to be careful. Leaving only those words behind, Tomotage-san turned around and left. I didn't really mean to call him an outsider. I wasn't really implying anything when I said that. I only meant it to be a joke, but I felt like I said something bad. I mean, considering what you said, Keiichi, it really wasn't a nice thing to say. Rena! There you are.
Keiichi-kun! I was waiting for you. Let's try our best today.
I understand what Tomotage was trying to say. Someone gallivanting around and about while waving an axe around certainly would seem dangerous. You should cover the axe with something when you have it out in public. It's not good to carry it around out in the open like that.
Seems that I lost it, so there isn't one.
Thinking about it, there really is no need to try and keep up appearances. Everyone in Hinamizawa probably already knew about Rena's eccentricities. That is too many C's and T's in a goddamn word. That's not fair. She probably is the only person who could carry around an axe in Hinamizawa and not be considered suspicious. Ah, well, let's finish this today. If we bust through that last beam, we should be able to pull him out. I've got everything I need. Leave it to me.
Okay.
I took the axe from Rena and made my way up the unstable slope.
Just wait, Colonel Sanders. Keiichi-kun will save you.
Alright, get back. I'll finish this in one go. Solid thwack rang out throughout Hinamizawa as if the job had been done by a lumberjack.
How is it? Think you can do it? If it looks too hard, you don't have to strain yourself.
If I can break through this, then we'll be all good. I have plenty of power today. I can do it. But this adversary is more formidable than I expected. First of all, I never used an axe before. During a school camping trip, I wanted to split the wood, but I lost at rock, paper, scissors and wasn't able to do it. Because the spot where I was standing was so unstable, I soon became tired. I decided to take a break. Rena had spread out a tarp and laid down some tea and sweets. I'm fine. I'm almost there. I'll make sure Rena can give Colonel Sanders a good night kiss tonight.
Yeah, thanks. Giving Colonel Sanders a good night kiss. Oh.
And to think of it, Rena, you're a transfer student too, right? Where did you live before? I asked her nonchalantly while drinking tea. I had thought she had lived here all her life.
In Kanto. It wasn't as rural as it is out here, but it was still out in the countryside.
Why did you move here? To Hinamizawa, I mean. You know, this is pretty far out in the boonies.
Why did you move here? Does it have to do with your dad's work?
Dad said he wanted to move out to a studio. He'd been saying for a while that somewhere deep in the mountains like this would be perfect.
Studio? Is your father an artist or something?
He paints scenery. Seems that twice a year he opens a gallery for the stuff he does. When he started, his works were displayed in an industry plaza in Tokyo, but now they exhibited in the Makuhari Mess. He's determined to have them displayed in the Waterfront International Exhibition Hall.
That's amazing! Let me see them next time!
I was too embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know what kind of pictures my father painted. Well, eventually I would. I picked myself up while giving some vague answers.
But you transferred in the middle of semester, didn't you? Wasn't that a hassle?
Not really. I was getting bored of the city anyway. I was trying to get answers from Rena, but I ended up being the one giving out all the answers. With a bit of a wry smile on my face, I grabbed the handle of the axe and headed back to the worksite. The air grew colder as the sun slowly set. The Higurashi began their song as if they were to tell me to stop and head home for the day. Just a bit more. Today I would end it. When I first started, I chatted with Rena as I worked, but now I didn't have that luxury. Hoo-yah! You little... Damn it! I had swung the axe countless times today, just like this. Contact, shards of wood splintered. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes. I recalled the passage from the tabloid. One hit with something like this would smash someone's head in. Axes and pickaxes are meant to be swung at people ever. With one last swing, the beam cracked apart. The weight I put behind the axe not only spit through the beam, but smashed the statue's shoulder as well. The arm came off with a sickening sound, clattered down noisily, stopping at my feet.
Well, what's the matter? Are you hurt?
Sorry. Figure's arm. I broke it off.
Oh, that's all? I thought K.2 hurt himself.
I probably had a really guilty look on my face. Rena said that without a hint of dismay as she smiled.
We just need to tape it back on and put a coat over him. Nobody will ever notice.
I see. Let's pull him out then. Can you get that side?
Okay.
Seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. I laughed dryly at how pathetic I was for considering the arm flopping down and rolling to my feet to be such a bad omen. Both Rena and Mion knew how sickening that incident was, so they pretended that they didn't know. I had looked it up all by myself, and shamefully enough, I was scared. You're pathetic, Keiichi Maribara. All right, Rena. Let's do this in one go. Ready, and...
Whoa! We did it! We did it, Keiichi-kun! Yay!
The right time to give 3 cheers. That moment of 2 days' work bearing fruit. He who was brought to Hinamizawa covered in filth to meet his end. Instead, we were able to welcome him back. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Sanders. Your new master is a pretty decent person.
Wow, Colonel Sanders! He really is cute!
It didn't matter that he was dirty. Rena nuzzled him cheerfully with her cheek. I was dead tired, but seeing Rena's happy face made it all worth it. I'll help you carry it back. It'd be bad if it gets dark.
Yeah, right. I really want to thank you, Keiichi-kun. I won't forget this.
Think really hard about what you'll do to repay me, okay?
Oh, I wonder what kind of repayment. I wonder...
Save the Colonel! For now, I just held back my evil cackle. We were ready to take it to her house, but we couldn't go like this. We rolled the statue up in the tarp and lifted him. And so Jack and Jill went down the hill, carrying a human-sized bag and an unsheathed axe. I prayed that we wouldn't run into Tomatake-san. If he saw us here and took a picture, we'll need to get rid of him. Well, is that meant to be a warning for outsiders like me? Something struck me as odd about the words Tomatake said, unable to grasp my sense of humor, had left behind. Yay, we saved the Colonel! Yay! Woo! We undug him! Die! You received your tips! What kind of name is Rena? Only one? Interesting. going to go a bit longer today, since I don't work tomorrow. Hi, train.
Rena's not here. Do you know where she is, Keiichi?
Huh? She was just there, actually. Hey, Mion, where did Rena go?
Rena!
Didn't she go to the bathroom? She did say she's been having bowel troubles lately. I hadn't heard anything about that. Sadako, do you know where Rena went?
Rena, you say? I just passed her in the hallway.
Rena has class duty today. She's off to water the flower bed. Ah, it was Rena's turn for class duty. That's very much appreciated. Rena. Upon hearing it repeatedly, a thought came to mind. It's weird to say this about someone's name, but it was a weird name. It's like some foreigner's name. What kind of name is Rena, I wonder? What kind of kanji does her name use?
Rena is her nickname. She has a proper name as well.
What, really? I was sure that Rena Ryugu was her full name.
Well,
I can understand you making that mistake since we only call her Rena. She even signs her name as Rena. It's like it's her real name in school. I wonder what her real name is. Let's ask her when she comes back. Satoko and Rika-chan looked at each other.
You don't need to ask her. We'll tell you what it is.
It's the Rei from Ore and Na from Nara. Her real name is Reina Ryugu. Reina, is it? So it's read aloud as Rena instead of Reina? That's brilliant. Pretty interesting reading.
No, it's not. Reina is the correct way.
Rena has told us that she wanted us to call her Rena. So we call her Rena. Kate-chan, Rena is Rena, you know. Only strangers call her Reina. You get where this is going? I understood what Mion was saying. It didn't matter what her real name was, only what her name we used between us. Rena Ryugu is Rena. She's nobody other than that. So I was thinking, if I had a nickname, would you call me by that? If it's good. So what do you want to be called? Con Man! Keiichi! Rena then came back into the classroom. One of the juniors near the door told Rena people were looking for her.
What's this now? Who's looking for me, I wonder?
Seeing that, both Mion and I sneered. Bailiff! Ryugu doth show herself! Con Man, you are quite sinister.
What is this? Keiichi-chan and me-chan are evil bailiffs? Con Man?
Damn you, Rena Suke Ryugu! Today doth be when thou meetest thy maker. Have at thee!
Suke-san! Kaku-san! Show them what for!
Aye, sir!
I expect my fee to be paid to my Swiss bank account.
Rika! How do you know what a Swiss bank account is? So it's come to this. We have no choice. We'll have a grand battle with 5 people! We all lose. Rena's fierce punches exploded in proper timing to take out the seal. The evil that was Mion and myself was vanquished in the end. I do hope that Rena does go on a journey to make the world a better place. How about heading to Nagata-cho? My destiny is decided by where the cute stuff gathers! The toll of the bell signaled that break time was over.
Come on, Keiichi-chan! The teacher's coming!
I took Rena's hand and stood up. It was just as the teacher had entered the classroom. Just one more hour. Man, oh man. Gotta buckle down for one more. What kind of game were they playing? I don't understand. But yeah, I'll go for a little bit longer. We're starting to get into good stuff. How was it, Kei-chan?
So, you went to Ryugu-san's house. Wasn't it amazing? Something like that, right?
Unlike my house, the Ryugu residence wasn't newly constructed. It had been renovated from a pre-existing building. Well, the house itself was fine. The problem was the yard. There, it was crammed with rows upon rows of oddities. They were all the same as Colonel Sanders, stuff you'd see while walking around in town. If cake shop's mascot, Little Licky. Ugh. Why would you want a cake shop mascot named Little Licky? The total mon in front of the pharmacy. She even had the amazing flying elephants from the top of the department store. Amazing flying elephant? I agree with you that those are all cute, but why the mailbox? Won't you get in trouble for that one?
But, oh, so cute.
She must have just thought about it, because her face filled with delight. So it's the bigger the better, just as long as it's big. And her room displays the smaller ones. I had a chance to see them before.
And cute kids like Rika-chan are locked away in...
Cute kids like Rika-chan are locked away in the basement.
Yep, I'll keep anything. Oh, cute.
So she takes anything she likes back to her nest. No ill will intended. Hey, Rena, you know about the Statue of Liberty in New York, right? Is that cute?
Yeah, cute. Oh, I want it.
The U.S. should probably come up with some countermeasure ASAP. Rena's gonna steal the Statue of Liberty! It's just, she's goddamn fucking, she's Carmen Sandiego. She's gonna steal random shit because it's cute! Rena, don't steal the things, it's a crime.
My apologies for keeping you waiting.
Rika-chan had returned. No fun being called to the staff room. Did you do something? How rude! Rika isn't a hoodlum like Keiichi-san!
Nothing like that, Keiichi-kun. Rika-chan is a member of the festival committee.
Festival? The school cultural festival or something? Keiichi-chan, I already told you! It's the village festival, the Watanagashi. Oh, come to think of it, she did say that there would be a festival at the shrine during the next break. So what's this Watanagashi thing about? Is it like a floating lantern festival?
I guess the last part where you said things adrift in the river is similar. Except we use cotton things, like old worn-out futons and pied cloaks. It's a festival expressing thanks for their years of service.
The people living in Hinamizawa dump their futons and pied cloaks in a stream? Sounds like it'd be a lot of trouble if it backed up the current. Maybe they should just drop some fish in and have a fish wrangling competition. Skewer them and sprinkle a little salt. Oh man, I can smell it already. Now I'm hungry.
That's just summer camp! I never anticipated how destitute Keiichi-san's imaginative capabilities would actually be.
What? How could you tell this thing is something silly?
It was written all over your face.
What sort of face could have expressed what I had imagined just now? Rena demonstrated for me. I see. No argument here. It's nothing fun like that, you see. But you should still look forward to it.
Let's all go together. I'll come get you that day.
I don't really feel like going to festivals unless someone asks me to. I wouldn't get bored if these guys were going. You won't get bored. We're doing it again this year. Mion's proclamation came as she looked at each member in turn. What was this about? And the way Mion looked, it was probably our club's summer tradition, the Watanagashi 4 Demon Firefight! Oh, jeez. That sounds awful! What kind of name is that?
I think it's a cute name, though.
I tried to object sharply, but since Rena looked happy about it, I decided it was pointless to fight it.
Since Keiichi is here this year, it becomes 5 demons.
Rika-chan made a small correction in light of my presence. So, how does this funky-sounding club activity tie into the festival?
Oh ho ho! That's where you exhibit the skills you've nurtured through your daily club activities.
Exactly! You show the full extent of the abilities that the best of the best have obtained through our daily trials and tribulations.
But last year the mayor got angry, so we need to make sure not to cause any problems this time.
Oh my god!
So basically we're doing club activities while checking out the stalls.
Rika-chan really is the only one who explains things so they make sense. I see. So we'll be exhibiting on those busy festival grounds. Then I was right. Of course, there would be a reason for the mayor to get angry.
But it's a lot of fun.
It's the only point I did not doubt. It would be, without question, fun. The day of the festival was drawing near. Oh my god. Well, putting that aside for now,
let's start our club activities today. Any objections? Nay! Our voices rang out in unison. Then, there's lots of people. Cards games really are the easiest to play. This really is the most basic of table games. Playing with the marked deck again? We'll use a new one today. There are no marks on the cards, so we're all on equal footing. I wonder if that's really the case. I'll have to inspect them. Well, that was fair. Just to be safe, everyone check the cards. Yes, these seem to be fine. Are you all satisfied? Then today, I guess, we'll play President. That's good for 5 people. President? Another standard card game. First one to get rid of all their cards wins. The basic rules: play a better card than the one before. You can play straights and pairs. There are various techniques to improve the game, like reversals. But because it's such a well-known game, there are a lot of house rules for it as well. The name, for example. In my hometown, we called it Millionaire. I'd like to go over some details. Are the jokers wild? Can you make a reversal with 3 threes? No jokers. 2 is the highest. You can reverse a reversal. You can only make a reversal with 4 of a kind, not 3. Also, you know how the president sends a good card to the president? The peasant sends a good card to the president? None of that! While I was confirming the familiar rules, Sadako looked over at me cautiously. I probably should have tried to look like more of an amateur. I was pretty used to this game. It's president, and it's with a new deck. Today, I might be able to win. I had the gist of the rules now, but that wasn't everything, was it? So what shall today's penalty be? How about that? Why don't we all write something down on slips of paper and have the loser draw one? Oh, seemed like it could be interesting. Oh, God. I'll write a nasty one and have Keiichi-san draw it. It would be awful if you wrote a bad one and drew it yourself. Just don't lose. Don't you know best? Oh! I'm glad that Rika gets to beat you up with a chair, Satoko. Sorry. I don't like Sadako. I get that she's a kid, but God, I don't like her. Mion handed out several slips of paper to everyone. And I get her backstory, because I know everything about the characters in Higurashi. But I just don't like Sadako. Like, she completes the character dynamic. She's needed in the character dynamic. I just don't like her. You write down whatever and put it in this bag. When you lose, stick your hand inside and pick one of these. Now then, what would be a good penalty? Worst case scenario, you draw what you wrote. Something too intense would be like digging your own grave. No penalty. Let's forbid that kind of idea from being written down. Rika-chan's casual suggestion caused Mion's hand to lurch to a sudden halt. Ah, that's so sneaky, Mion-san! She wrote no penalty! In the corner of the flip is folded! I see. Just in case you lose, you grab the note with the folded corner and you'd be safe. That was a good idea. Diabolical as ever, Mion. Rika-chan is quite formidable too, being able to see through that. I couldn't underestimate her, even though she doesn't stand out. Everyone, don't write penalties that are too mean, okay? Nobody agreed to Rena's proposal. Everyone was ruthless. No one was kind! It's fine, Rena, just don't lose. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'll try hard, so everyone has to pick the penalty I write. Rena was quite brutal, even though she usually appeared meek. Better not underestimate her either. I agree with that. I'm very curious what Rena's penalty is in particular. Everyone's penalties are scary. I still don't know what Rika-chan's penalties would be like. The most brutal. Basically, you can't afford to lose this game. Everyone here ready? We all nodded determinedly. Having confirmed that, Mion dealt out the cards. Finally, the battle begins! I had a decent starting hand. Card after card was played in the middle. Not needing Mion to tell them, both Rika-chan and Sadako played their cards without hesitation. Rena and I were the only ones who paused to think. It seemed that Rena genuinely couldn't make up her mind, but I was different. I was like a shark stalking its prey, just waiting. Shark? Sharks don't stalk. Sharks can't stalk? What? Alright. Just waiting for the right time to strike. Huh? Will this work? Then I'll play this 3 and I'm out. 9! Nobody? 8? 7? I'm out. 5 and 5. I'm out. Then I'll discard this last one and I'm out.
Bah! I missed my chance. Loser of the first round was, of all people, Mion. And now I was certain. Today, I could win.
Now then. Mi-chan, pull out one of the slips, okay?
Mion, accepting her defeat, scourged through inside the bag and pulled out one piece of paper. What? Who did this? Who wrote this? Mion quivered and shrieked.
What is it? What is it?
Oh! Rena was also surprised when she peeked at it. What kind of terrible thing was written on it? Pet the principal on the head. Hey, wait. How is this bad? Keiji-san, don't you understand? The principal's falling and ashamed of it! Sadako yelled with a serious look on her face. But she wasn't as loud as Mion's shriek. What could it be?
The principal is a martial arts master.
He boasts about traveling around the world perfecting his skills when he was younger.
He switched to teaching after seeing the poor state of education in Japan after the war.
He was inhuman. Pet that guy's head? As the club president, there's no way I can set a bad example by refusing. Hooyah! She bellowed out a yell as she dashed off down the hallway. Wouldn't it have been easier to sneak out quietly and try to do it without making a fuss?
Probably impossible. They say he used to hunt down sea slugs by sensing their presence.
I have many questions! There's a lot to unpack right there! I could do nothing but wait with bated breath. Wow! A rumble shook the classroom.
That's the principal's aerial opener.
Poof, power! Ka-ching, kaboom! Flying the launcher with a jab, jab, strong, fierce combo. She was even using meter. From how it sounded, the principal's jumping fierce sounds like a multi-hit combo.
I don't want to know.
Nothing I could do now except stay calm. I understood now why there were no delinquents in the school. Jesus Christ! After a few moments of silence, Mion slumped back to us. Petted. Is that good enough? Mion said before collapsing. Oh!
She's alive, at least. Now we can continue the game.
Monster. I was amazed the person who made club activities like this could say that.
But now, the worst penalty is gone now, right? Right?
Rena tried to lighten the mood and was only met with Mion's malicious grin. She was serious now. I'm not holding back anymore. You'll all get yours. Oh my god! Don't pet the balding oh, the poor principal. The poor man. I could tell the game had gotten more intense. Ace! 3, 4, 5, I'm out.
I'm out as well.
Heh, I'm out too.
3, I'm out now! I'm lost!
And the heavens came to vanquish Reina.
What kind of penalty, I wonder?
It wasn't exactly hard for her to be worried. Oh, stop around. Just thinking the level of difficulty of Mion's first penalty still made me quiver. So the penalty she drew with trembling finger was... The heck was this? Speak like a maid.
Huh? What is this? This one? What do I need to do?
So basically it means you have to use the same expressions as a maid?
Okay, master.
It hit me like a ton of bricks. I had no idea who wrote the penalty, but she was awesome! Then, Rena, can you shuffle the cards and deal?
Yes, master.
Oh, I could just die right now! Anyway, let's continue. Right, Rena?
Yes, master.
The eagerness to which I was goading Rena and so addressing me as master was downright impressive if I do say so myself. You're a terrible man! But yeah, I won't lose anymore. I'm out! I shan't lose either.
I'm out.
And with that, I'm out too.
I can't believe it! Is your Renaissance again?
Rena again. What kind of penalty would it be this time? I was delighted by the mysterious sense of anticipation. Anticipation? No, this was conviction! Remove one piece of clothing from the top and bottom halves of your body. That's just indecent! Who could have written this? My face reddened in anger. If I didn't yell something out, I wouldn't be able to hide my shaking. Ah. Who did write that? God, please give that man a Nobel Prize.
That would be an ignoble prize.
Not good, not good. What was what I was thinking about was written on my face.
Oh, Michan.
Rena begged Mion with teary eyes, but everyone knew Mion's answer already. Nope, won't go easy on you. You lost. Take it like a man.
Understood, Master. I'll undress.
Wah! I looked around, thinking someone else would probably stop her. Of course, I wasn't exactly trying to stop her either. Then I heard rustling of clothing. The sound of her skirt hitting the ground set my heart racing.
Is this fine, Master?
I looked away like a gentleman. But these club activities, you need to be ruthless after all.
Keiichi-san, whatever were you expecting? Certainly, we wouldn't have her strip if she weren't wearing her PE clothes underneath.
Satoko poked fun at me, but right now I couldn't hear it.
Not bad, Keiichi-chan. This old man never even thought that you'd go after her like that.
You got it wrong, I didn't write that one!
The master didn't write this one?
Her squirming around in the PE clothes made it impossible for me not to feel anything. Calm down, Keiichi Maribara. Mion probably wrote that one and planned to go after me as I panicked. You can't fall for her trap after knowing it's a trap. Clear your head, calm down, and assess the situation. I was determined to think my way out of this. And the answer was quite simple. I win! And then I become a god. I, who had already entered the domain of godhood, what would dare stand in my way? It was like they had pulled me magnetically. I picked up aces and twos like nobody's business. How could my luck of the draw be so bad? Sadako lost, right? I'll draw the penalty. Speak like a little sister.
Fine.
Oh, yes! The pleasure of making this back disgrace herself! This old man loses again. Mion's lost, right? I'll draw it out. Wear a girl's school swimsuit. No! That's the one I want Kei-chan to get! Yes! Mion's despair was like sweet honey.
Master, I lost again.
Rena lost. I'll draw it for you. Let the person in first place rest their head on your lap.
This outfit, Master?
Yeah! She's not wearing a skirt, so it's your feelings!
Oni-chan, you're too good.
Sadako lost again? I'll draw it. Obey the person in first place. How about I have you give me a shoulder massage?
Fine, Oni-chan.
Come on, do it a bit harder. Don't use your nails. Oh no, Keiichi-chan. I transported into an evil dictator and couldn't do any better. I felt like I could control how the cards played out in my mind. Even decided what suits would appear just by willing. By the time I realized it, I had already assembled a harem. I was laughing haughtily as I rested my head on Rena. Rena, who is now a bloomer-clad maid. Satoko is wearing a collar and taking on little sister properties. Mion is fanning me while wearing a school swimsuit.
Today's master's overwhelming victory, isn't it? Please refrain from moving your head around so much.
I began to think, why does man have no end to his desires? How could I wish for more than this palace of dreams?
What is it, Keiichi?
I'm saddened by the thought of a man having no end to his desires. That was it. Rika-chan had been in first. But she continued to escape being in last.
Keiichi is quite greedy. It's said you should know when enough is enough.
I know that very well, but how to say it? I feel like I wouldn't mind if I died now.
Master, please refrain from moving your head around.
You say you wouldn't mind
Dying. Then that can be arranged.
Rika-chan said it in her usual calm manner with a cheery tone. That was undoubtedly a declaration of war. There's the swimsuit. Neon boobs don't do that in swimsuits! Go, Rika-chan, go! Take him out!
Defeat this archdevil of perversion! I might not be able to win, but I'll beat him.
Such stoicism from this little girl who's always hidden away in Satoko's shadow. It'd probably be rude not to meet her head on. I shall face you myself, little one. I saw Mion swap a few cards with Rika-chan in the middle of the game, but I pretended I didn't see it. Do you believe you can defeat Keiichi-sama with just that?
2. Ace. 8. Reversal.
Everybody looked at me and I was still brimming with confidence. The 4 of them have allied against me, that's it? You're making me laugh. That was good. Reversal! What? How could such a thing be? Satoko let out a shriek. Wah, you simpletons. Using up all her cards before calling the reversal left Rika-chan with no good cards. She was defeated soon after.
I lost.
Finally you fall into my clutches! Now I'll pick one out. Whoa! Wear cat ears, bell collar, and a tail? Ugh. Even the penalties were as I wished. Oh, Keiichi! Rika hung her head and equipped the 3 holy artifacts. It's questionable as to why such things were in Leon's locker, but since I had no objections, I didn't ask. Aww! Oh, this was so... Oh, I feel like I was becoming Rena. This is definitely... cute! Cute, isn't it? Oh, I want to take her home! That wasn't me talking, that was the actual Rena.
You.
As Rika-chan mimicked a cat, teary-eyed, rings of smoke escaped from Rena's ears with an audible poof.
Rika-chan, let's take her home. Taking her home, just for a while. I won't do anything strange, nothing strange.
I see. I still have 1 trick left. Mion gasped and dropped her fist into her open palm.
If Rena must, she can take me home.
After Rena-san beats Keiichi-san, she can! They thought that Rena in cute mode would be able to defeat me. Would it be that easy? Opposing me was the same as opposing God. I'd have to take their place. How preposterous! That Rena can't defeat me. For a moment, I didn't know what was going on. The 52 cards danced and flowed freely between Rena's hands like the machinations of a master magician. In the middle of those flowing cards was Rena's ecstatic expression, her head bobbing about.
Shall we, Keiichi-kun? Hurry!
My whole body knew it already. I was going to lose. You got greedy, Keiichi! You should have left well enough alone. No play? Nothing to play, Keiichi-chan? Then, with this, I'm out. Everyone cheered. I was spent. Phew. I have no regrets. God, thank you for letting me dream a little. Now then, I'll take this one out. Keiichi-chan's penalty! This is it! Everyone peeked at in unison, gazes flickering between the text on my face. All day today, I did as I pleased. I'll do whatever it is. What's on there? All. Huh? Every penalty up until now. What the heck? Keiichi-san, shouldn't you be speaking like a little brother? Yes, Onet-chan. Oh, this is quite addicting! Next I'll have you rub my shoulders.
Keiichi-kun, I don't need the lap pillow. So, do that other one, okay?
Yes, master.
Oh, Keiichi-kun, that's so cute! Say it again!
No, please spare me, master. Ah! Rena passed out with a squeal, blood spewing from her nose like a fountain. My dignity was being trampled more than a communal doormat. Next is from this old man. I'm going to have you fan me for a good long while, you know. Whoosh, whoosh. Oh, almost forgot. You need to wear this, don't you? The school swimsuit. Oh! This is for girls? Can't I wear the one for boys?
It was clearly written here. Wear a girl's school swimsuit, as you can see.
Sadako was like a lone shark. Actually, me trying to escape reality as fast as humanly possible was pretty adorable, if I do say so myself. But those school swimsuits, whose school swimsuit am I gonna wear? If I were wearing one of yours, you wouldn't like it, right? This old man doesn't care about that kind of stuff at all. I think there's a little benefit. I'm not that in shape. So I think even Keiichi-chan can fit into it. The executioners surrounded me, waggling their fingers. No! My first thought, stud around the waist. Second thought, the chest area is pretty loose. Third thought, the crotch area was... Oh... My dick! My dick! My neck! My back! My pussy and my crack!
Page-2 is bending forward. Cute, cute! You'll be ready after you wear the cat ears, bell, and tail.
Kate-chan, want to look in the mirror? It's amazing, really. Probably best if you look. The stern, scientific, calculating nature mixed in with her fascination made Mion very scary. I would like to respectfully decline, Master.
Your ensemble is complete. If only we could send you home dressed like that.
Then, is this enough? I'll change and... While I was saying that, Mion placed her hands on my shoulders and Mika-chan slipped up behind me without sound.
Not yet, Keiichi. There's still the first penalty left.
In this get-up? Mika-chan patted my head without saying a word. Huh. Sir, excuse me! Yes, please come in. I stepped forward to the principal's office. My bell collar jingled adorably. The principal froze solid with a smile on his face as he saw me. I couldn't blame him. In the sacred place of study, specifically in his office. Though I said excuse me as I entered, the sight of a person entering with a school swimsuit, cat ears, collar, and a tail, and for it to be a young male student, without a doubt, any normal person's psyche would have stopped cold. But this could be explained. We'll call it uncanny valley camouflage, if you will. When humans see others, they can only begin to act when confirming this is human, meaning that if he could not comprehend what was in front of him, and in those moments before he could begin to fully process the situation, his mind was completely blank. This is my one and only chance for victory. My penalty. Rubbing the principal's head. Principal, I challenge you. Oh! I heard what sounded like zassing 3 times. 3K super? The principal said one thing to me. What does it mean to be a man? And in a heartbeat, ooh! I see the light of God. Forgive me. I have died. That tremor resounded throughout the Hinamizawan twilight. I am dead. End of day 2. End of day 3. Fucking punched by the goddamn principal. Oh. Rena was given permission to caress Rika-chan's head as much as she wanted, so they headed home together, very pleased. Once again today, it was just Mion and I going home. Man, that was intense. I didn't know Kei-chan was so good at President. No, I was more surprised than anyone else. If I was playing with you guys, I wouldn't have been that strong. But still, it's pretty bad. Being carried off on a stretcher in that outfit will probably haunt me until the day I die. Ha! But that's fine, isn't it? You were able to do something to boast about for the ages, too. When she says it like that, we both smiled at each other. Ah, Tomotage-san! We meet again, Keiichi-kun. It's Tomotage-san. Felt like I'd been running into him quite often. Hey, take any good pictures? Well, a few. So, Tomotage-san suddenly leaned over and whispered into my ear. You sure are getting around. Today you already have a different girl? It's not like that! No need to hide it. It's important to get lots of experience when you're young. Because Tomotage-san let out such a crude laugh, Mion knew that what we were talking about without even hearing his whispering. I've heard through the grapevine that Mr. Tomotage-san is quite the captain himself, No, that wasn't my intention. Sure. Keep up the good work and take plenty of pictures. See ya. Mion seemed to really want to get rid of this lout quickly. From the way she spoke, it seemed as if Mion knew Tomotage-san quite well. How's the year treating you, mister? Staying until the Watanagashi? Yep, I plan to. After the photographing the festival, I plan on heading back to Tokyo. Being a photographist sure is easy. Be sure to win some big award and become famous. You spent all your best years on photography, after all. I don't think I'm that far gone. Don't they say that men start developing in their own unique flavor in their 30s? What does that matter what you taste like? That's so gross. Oh, look at the time. I need to get back to the inn before it gets dark. Tomotage-san began to take his leave with a dry laugh. It did look like he was outmatched by Mion. Yeah then, I'll see you both at the festival. Bye, Tomatake-san. You got bested by Mion. After waving a hand cheerfully, Tomatake-san disappeared amidst the cries of the Higurashi.
The way he's going, he probably won't even ever get famous. I had him promise he'd display a picture of me if he ever opened up a gallery, but I don't think that'll ever happen.
So you know Tomatake-san?
Yeah, he's an acquaintance of sorts, but you know how easy it is to tell who's an outsider.
Sound like you met him all the time.
Tomatake-san comes around to Himonizawa regularly, maybe 2-3 times a year. He says he's taking pictures of the seasonal scenery and wild birds, but those photos really are nothing to phone home about.
The image Mion painted of Tomatake-san was fairly unique. The Tomatake-san I knew was more mysterious. The words flowed naturally from my mouth. I wonder if he's really here to take pictures of birds. Mion stared frankly at me as if to ask, why would you say that? It just seems he's here for something other than taking pictures, I think. Don't you get that feeling?
Like about that incident. Dismemberment.
Oh, you too!
If so, you've got good instincts, Kei-chan.
She agreed with what I thought, but was quite chipper in how she said it. You knew about it then, Mion.
Of course. He might be able to pull one over on everyone else, but he can't fool this old man.
Mion was posturing pretentiously, but I had easily come to a very different conclusion from what she was imagining. It felt like all apprehensions I had about Tomatake-san disappeared, lifting a burden off my shoulders. I was finally able to appreciate how clear the evening sky was over Hinamizawa. I exhaled everything in my lungs and inhaled just as much. It smelled like dusk. Wonder what dusk smell is like. Is it like a sort of like dusty kind of like warm smell? Like leaves and grass. No, I guess it would be like a summer smell. Or maybe a autumn smell. I don't know. What is a dusk smell? I guess you just have to experience it, kind of thing.
What is it, Kei-chan?
It's just that I never thought the cries of the Higurashi could feel this good.
Ha! What's going into you all of a sudden, Kei-chan?
We both continued to giggle, not knowing why. I wonder what Rena's doing. I bet she's getting her fill of Rika-chan by now.
She's probably in the middle of asking her over so she can treat her to dinner.
It'd be great if she'd be able to take her home.
I wonder. Rika-chan is pretty good at that stuff.
Yeah, I feel the same. That head-petting penalty was probably from Rika-chan.
I thought so too.
The only one who could get away with patting his head is Rika-chan, after all. Just pointless chit-chat. The hot day felt like it was being cooled down by the cries of the Higurashi.
It's nice. It's nice. It's relaxing.
Yay! I'm gonna read the community notes and that'll be it for tonight. Because I've almost been going for... Oh, a fate worse than death. Okay, community notice. We're greeting the end of the rainy season sooner than in prior years. On this day, when it feels like summer will soon arrive, I'm pleased that everyone is in good health. The season for the Watanagashi Festival is finally upon us. I believe the assistance of the town council will make this a wonderful festival. I also wish to ask for the assistance of everyone in regards to a few things. 1. Collecting bazaar goods. We look forward to a well-received Hinamizawa Grand Bazaar exhibition, holding a massive collection of excess goods and used clothing. No raw goods, please. Management, Makino. Recruiting Little Festival drum dancers. The renowned Little Festival drum dancers group known for its careful choreography. The Shofu Society is taking last-minute participants. We're looking for any showboat elementary and middle schoolers. Management, Kimiyoshi. Taking donations. We are accepting donations in multiples of 1,000 yen. For every 1,000 yen donation, you'll be awarded with a refreshment stand ticket. Sonozaki. We are always taking suggestions for ways to improve the festival at all times. If you have an interesting idea, call Kimiyoshi. There is a 200 yen refreshment stand ticket attached below the cut line.
Well, ain't that nice?
Preparing for the festival and all that stuff. I think that's a good place to stop. So thank you guys for joining me in this another episode. Again, tomorrow I'll be streaming more Higurashi for my Month of Madness. And hopefully, if I remember the story correctly, we're going to get into some dark stuff. I mean, yeah, brutal dismemberment is one thing, but most of these chapters have been pretty tame. It's not going to stay that way, I assure you. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, or whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you tomorrow.